Hi, it's Jan from Jan's Rustic Life. If you enjoy sewing, knitting, weaving, crafting, slow living and sustainability, please make sure to subscribe and join me on this journey. This video partly comes from Britain, where I went recently to visit my mum. The landscape is completely different from my little mountain in rustic Tuscany. Not a mountain in sight. I took a bus journey to one of the local towns because while I was visiting my mum, I wanted to do some thrifting, and in particular looking for clothing that I might not want to wear but that I could repurpose or take apart and make a completely different garment. I did make some wonderful purchases and discoveries, but I'll show you most of them next time. Later on though, I found 14 sewing patterns in a thrift store for £1 each, and I'll take you through each one of them, so please stay tuned. Please make sure to subscribe and join me on this journey, and please, if you'd like to, there's a link below to buy me a coffee, which will help me bring more materials to show you lots of different ideas and crafts for you to use yourselves. This was the first stop on our travels that day. I went with my daughter, and it was like an antique come old curiosity shop. We didn't go in because it looked quite pricey, and we wanted to hit the thrift stores in this town before going on to another town nearby. It was a lovely day. It's blue sky and it's January in Britain, so we didn't even get wet, not one drop of rain. This was the Cats Protection League. I'm really sorry I didn't film because I was a woman with a mission and in a rush. Didn't find anything in there, and before we left to go to the next town, I visited my favourite arcade as a teenager. On our trip to my mum's, there were lots of beautiful little places, including this plant nursery with a fantastic gift shop and a very, very pretty area where you could have a meal or a lovely cup of tea. Back in my rustic village in Tuscany though, the weather was pretty grim. Drizzly, grey, and rather uninspiring if I was to be honest. This place is so inspiring in the summer. Took the dogs out for some fresh air, but I really wanted to get back into my crafting studio. Here I have got some beautiful cotton poplin, a very pretty yellow colour. With this fabric I'm going to make a simple summer dress. I've washed the fabric, just having a quick look at it because I'm quite excited to start, and I need to iron it. The actual pictures do not do justice to what it looks like in real life. So I'm going to iron it right sides together, and then I need to trace my pattern. Then I can cut it out, and it's supposed to take an hour to sew, so we shall see. Now I had quite a moment of self-discovery, and well, it was like a eureka moment recently. The sales are on here at Italy at the moment, until, God crumbs, they go on for quite a while, till end of February, beginning of March, I think. And my daughter likes to shop the sales, and in the past I have used the sales, because I've always been on a tight budget, to try and get some good quality pieces of clothing. So I went with her. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that I don't want to be buying new clothes. I want to make them for myself in natural fibres, not viscose, which is chemical heavy and causing malformations in workers' children, not acrylic, not polyester. I want cotton or natural wool, or if I could get a piece of thrifted silk or something similar, I would use that. I realised that my retail therapy high in times gone by was the actual fact that I'd gone into the store, handed over my money and come out with a precious little bargain, only to get it home and find that I didn't really like it. I don't want to do that anymore because that's wasteful. That's why I've decided to make my own clothes. Here is my pattern haul, starting with a wrap style dress. Now, thrifting these patterns reminded me of the importance of creating rather than consuming. I am going to be making a few pieces, not be wasteful, and have some beautiful items that I will wear time and time again in my wardrobe. This is a lovely t-shirt. I will probably prefer to make the sleeveless version, and that will be on my list for the summer. The projects will allow me to make pieces that are uniquely mine using natural fibres wherever possible. The sizes are modern sizes because the patterns are modern, so that shouldn't be too tricky. A pretty blouse here that I could make in a lovely gingham check cotton. Things that we make with our hands do hold more value than anything we can buy on impulse. And I feel as though I've conquered my impulse buying urges now, and I felt so good coming out of the shop, better than if I bought all the bargains in the world. The fact that I hadn't actually bought anything. And this is a really pretty keyhole blouse. I'll be making the pleated front version of this one. It could be lovely in early spring, late winter, or even ready for autumn time. I'm not so sure about the swimwear. I do like to go to the beach a couple of times in the summer. You never know. I'll have to choose my fabrics very carefully. I bought these patterns. I'd asked in thrift shops that I visited if they had any sewing patterns, and in one shop, all the other shops were sold out. There was a box full of sewing patterns. I guess it was somebody else's haul that they'd passed on. I do like this wrap top too. Very pretty. And I decided to take the lot. They were £1 each, and it was just too good to refuse. Now this kimono dress I think is very pretty and very lovely, and I think it'll be fresh and stylish and easy to wear in springtime if I decide to take my coffee out into the spring sun on my balcony. All the patterns are uncut, so it'll be very easy for me to just trace my patterns that I can tailor to my own fit, because my bottom half is bigger than my top half. This is a lovely tie neck dress or blouse. It looks very smart and efficient actually. And very up to date. I'm not so sure about this dress for me because I don't really go to the sort of occasion where I would want to wear a dress like this, but you never know. So maybe in the future I'll be showing you how I made one of these dresses. When my daughters saw this lovely frock, they said, "Oh, I can see you in that, Mum. So that's one for the autumn time, I think, if I can find a nice wool tweed. I am absolutely dying to try out this tunic dress. It again looks very easy and comfortable to wear, and doesn't it look stylish too? I don't think that would take me very long to sew up once I'd cut it out, actually. I think something drapey in a lightweight linen, which would soften up with wear and washing. I absolutely love these. I particularly like the little blouses, but each dress is very pretty. This is a fairly basic t-shirt pattern. I do have some knitted cotton t-shirt style fabric that I bought from Minerva, I think it was, but we're going back many years now, over 10 years I would say. So I think I will be using that up once and for all. Chevron skirt, A-line, very nice actually. I think for me that might be a bit of a challenge, making sure that I get my chevrons to meet up, but challenge accepted, maybe for the autumn. I showed you this in a previous video. This is the hour dress that I hope to be making in the yellow cotton fabric I showed you just before. One of the dress styles has pockets, but I don't like square pockets. I like inseam pockets, but having seen all these new patterns that I've bought, I'm kind of feeling a bit unsure as to whether I should be making this hour dress. Let me know what you think below. Oh, and there's this one too. I found this pattern on Vinted and it cost €2, and I fell in love with it because I really like the tied shoulder. It looks very comfortable and very floaty for summer. Again, if I can get some sort of lightweight drapey linen or cotton, I think it would look lovely. So there they are, my thrifted pattern haul, and I'm delighted. I have been meaning to show you some of the gifts I got for Christmas from my children. I did have a list, and on the list were a lot of sewing and knitting items and books that I would like to own one day in the future, and they really did me proud. I've got some wonderful things, including this press to press open my seams. I also was given a tailor's ham if I'm ironing anything curvy. These little plastic clips which will hold my fabric together if I'm sewing. An absolutely brilliant tool for making sure that I can have nice sharp corners when I'm turning them to the right side. And this book is so useful. I can't wait to use it. It seems to have everything in that I will need. I have sewing experience, and this is going to bring me to the next level in my sewing, I think. From how to choose your fabric to achieve the right fit, it's just what I want, and also to be able to adjust a pattern which will help me achieve the right fit or even change the style. Isn't that fab? Here I am, preparing for my next weaving project, preparing my warp. Every 10 threads I tie it off to keep everything in the right order. Any experienced weavers there amongst you will say I must be mad using these fluffy threads, these yarns. They're alpaca and silk. I have woven with them before. I am inexperienced with my weaving, and they do get tangled up with each other and take a long time. But I've been using a new app that I've discovered. I don't think it's new, but it's new to me, called Treadle, and you can design weaving patterns and print them out, or I keep mine on my computer and use them for your weaving, for new ideas, for your fabrics. So I've got a homemade raddle there. It takes me a long time to do this. I do feel extremely lucky that I was given this loom. Some things in life happen unexpectedly, and that's how I got my loom. I just was talking to a friend about my spinning and said that I would like a loom, and my friend knew somebody that was actually giving one away. So I got this. As I said in a previous video, it's a little bit old and creaky, but I'm getting used to it and it does a good job for me. Speaking of weaving though, I saw a video recently on Japanese sakiori weaving, where you take used clothing, tear it into long narrow strips, wind it into a ball, and using a warp, which are the long lengths of yarn, just a normal warp yarn, you can weave it across in the strips and create a brand new fabric. I'm quite excited to try this, so please check back with me in the future and I will share with you hopefully some wonderful weaving creations using the Japanese sakiori technique. And I'm hoping to thrift either fabric or pieces of clothing that I can tear into thin strips to try out this technique. Just winding on my yarn onto the loom. Better to do this with a friend actually. It's going to take me a long time to get this warped, so check back to my next video and comment below, see if you can guess what I'm making, and all will be revealed next time. So please like and subscribe to my channel. Share the video if you like it, and please comment below. I do appreciate your comments. And check back for my next video when all will be revealed about that weaving project. See you next time.